Chapter 1 opens with a giant minotaur roaring directly in a girl's face. This is Haruka, a student explorer who came here for what was supposed to be a casual practice run. Her supervisor's voice crackles through the comms. An A-rank monster on the upper floors. That's not supposed to be possible. She tries anyway. Lunges forward, slashes at it with everything she has. It does absolutely nothing. The minotaur swats her into a wall like she's nothing. And as she hits the ground staring up at this thing, she realizes this might actually be it, but she refuses. She has reasons to survive. She's not dying here. We cut to somewhere else in the dungeon. A massive, incredibly hairy man stops walking and sniffs the air. That smell, something delicious, back with Haruka. The minotaur raises its weapon for the finishing blow. She closes her eyes, then a boot hits the dungeon floor behind the monster. The hairy man steps forward, looks the A-rank minotaur dead in the eyes, and calls it a fine beefsteak. Pause, one swing. Clean. The minotaur is done. The man looks genuinely excited about the meat. Then he notices Haruka. Freezes. Stares at her like he's seeing something impossible, because for him, he is. He looks around the dungeon, tears starting to form, and whispers, "Is this the human world? Did I really make it back to the surface?" Haruka, still processing being alive, tells him the date, May 2025. The man's face just breaks. Pause meanwhile, cut to a control room, full of people watching this entire interaction through Haruka's body cam. Pure chaos in there. Then Professor Ichihime walks in, hears that someone is claiming to have been trapped in a dungeon for 20 years. Her expression changes completely. She needs a car. Now, pause back in the dungeon. Haruka very politely informs this man that he smells absolutely horrific. They find an underground lake. He immediately starts bathing, cutting his own hair with what appears to be a hunting knife, wallowing in depression. About 2 lost decades. We cut to 2005. A younger version of this man, standing before a swirling portal. This is the moment he walked in. Sacrificed himself so no one else had to. Everyone assumed he was dead. That was 20 years ago. The man steps out of the water. 20 years of fighting monsters in a dungeon does something to a person's physique. Haruka turns around, takes one look at his shirtless upper half, and immediately passes out cold. He catches her, and 20 years of total isolation hit him all at once. The thoughts get loud, very loud. He gets dangerously close to making some choices, then physically stops himself, shakes it off, reminds himself he's a gentleman. Then a wall explodes. A 3-headed wolf, basically a Cerberus, crashes through. Right behind it, 2 more explorers who were sent to rescue Haruka. They take one look at the situation and go straight into combat mode. The monster charges up a massive attack. Everyone braces. The man picks up his sword, walks forward, and cuts one of the 3 heads. Does the 3 heads clean off like it's a minor inconvenience. Then he obliterates the rest of it. The dust settles. Everyone is staring at him, including a woman who just walked in, Professor Ichime, who is staring not with confusion, but with recognition, because this is her little brother, who she thought was dead. They reunite. He immediately ruins the moment by pointing out she's gotten old. Pause, then comes the lore drop. Turns out the Demon King released a virus before dying, one that specifically targeted men. The male to female ratio in the world is now 1 to 1,000. The girls from the rescue squad start surrounding him, thanking him, asking questions, then just touching his arms. And our guy, 20 years alone, just woke up to a world that is mathematically stacked in his favor. Starts doing the math. The grin on his face says everything.